Does it feel like home? Like home? Home? Feel like home? A faded mind, so we stay blind. Oh, the
Wow.
Built under the Works Progress Administration, as they were called, headed by Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh,
The
wow.
U.S. was desperate at that point in history. We were in the Great Depression, and all our failed industries at that point were salt pond farming, tobacco, shipwrecking. Tourist destination, which was the first good thing of many things to come, as I call it. Military arrived in Key West in 1823, the Navy. I had just calling people before that unfortunate journey. And this used to be our old custom courthouse, housing the district and circuit courts up until 1932. The last legal battle over salvaged goods was in 1921.
Oh, that looks so yum, te. The seafood.
Mariners knew how to avoid the reefs, so there was no more money to be made in shipwrecking after 1921. This was built in 1891. There's him and his crew and his family. It was July 20, 1985 when they found it after a 16-year search. 40 miles southwest of here. That's in there. He used to bring a piano every time he came down here. It would be shipped
Wow.
here and then back. This used to be our Pan American's airline ticket office right over in this building. First round trip sold for under $10 on October 28,
Wow, $10
1927.
only.
Round trip from Key West to Havana.
Ooh.
Today it's the first flight island restaurant and brewery. Robert Frost had access to that cottage. The great writer Robert Frost from 1941 to 1960. First public health official, accredited with his extensive research into yellow fever, which led to the first quarantine laws ever, and the eventual eradication of that disease. He was born in that
Oh, there's a party there.
passed the same home. Okay, we're going to talk about Captain William Curry, Florida's first millionaire.
Oh,
Came
first
over from
millionaire?
Turtle Cays, Bahamas in 1837. As a 16-year-old,
There's a lot of
he was
history in here.
died one of the richest men in 1896, leaving a significant inheritance to 8 children. His youngest son, Milton, took his inheritance, leveled his father's old home built around the old fireplace, this mansion here, Georgian Revival style. In 1905, he built it at a cost of $13,000. Now it's the...
That's the one, mansion, the first millionaire here.
We got it. Well, I'm going to talk about that building right after the light. That used to be our federal courthouse and post office from 1931, made of fossilized limestone, quarry seashell embedded in the wall there, about the size of a hand, right behind the branches. It's a pretty big seashell, about huge as a hand. But anyway, in the 60s and 70s, it was known as the Red Doors Tavern, aka Bucket of Blood. Murder, mischief, and mayhem would ensue here, as brawls would happen. 60s and 70s. They
Wow.
would frisk you at the door and would
That house.
issue you a weapon when they found you with a gun to wish you good luck. That's how bad the place used to be. This is Pepe's Cafe since 1909. Oldest eatery in the Florida Keys. That museum is supposed to be a close enough replica of the old terminus of Flagler's when his train came down here in 1912. That old terminus was that's not where it was at. That was done by Robert Weiland of Michigan. Robert Weiland of Michigan went down to California as a 14-year-old on family vacation, beholding the gray whales migrating to Mexico. Perhaps it was then and there he decided he wanted to be a marine artist. He has more than these walls. He has galleries, does acrylic paintings. This is kind of like an environmentalist message preserve our seas. Look at how beautiful they are. That's what it's saying. He's done these walls from 1981 to 2008, 27 years. This is wall 52, dedicated on September 27, 1993. His 100th wall, I believe, was in Beijing during one of the Olympics in 2008. His last wall, one of the last ones. I think he did something like 102, 101 or something like that. That's our house in Iceland. At one time, the largest ice house in the world.
What?
Even the awnings are aluminum right above the door. Fishermen and shrimpers would come in with their catch, where it will be cleaned, packed up on ice, and shipped to destinations worldwide. He was fast friends with Ernest Hemingway, drinking buddies, fishing buddies, often going to Havana, Cuba together. Sloppy Joe's used to be located at the Captain Tony Saloon right across the street there from 1933 to the restaurant. And it's still there today. That's the story. I don't believe that's the real journalist. Famous Duval Street. You guys see Duval, what you see is what you get. It was home to the first public library. In 1941, the house was purchased by the Key West Women's Club, and this is our oldest house from 1829, now the museum. Captain Francis Waddington with his wife in Key West from 1842. For those of you on the right, if you look up, you can see the original school bell and rusty relic of a testament of how old this building is. And on the left over there, that's our St. Paul Episcopal Church from 1912, made of poured concrete, insured stained glass at the top for millions. If you see the sunlight go through them while you're inside, you'll see why. Very expensive stained glass. Sadly, the third church was destroyed in the 1909 hurricane. The second one was destroyed in the 1886 fire. The first one was destroyed in the San Carlos Institute, Cuban Heritage Museum with Smithsonian associated with it. Back in 1871, it was built. Now the Walgreens moved in. Look at the top, that's Rococo architecture. R-O-C-O-C-O, Rococo. Popular ornate decor style that you see in the land to the city. They made a promise not to develop it. As you can see, they kept their word. That's the old Navy. That is the old Navy Hotel. It's still the hotel today, I'm sorry, I was going to say was. It was a naval officer's bachelor quarters, tallest building in Old Town. And this is historic charter boat row. All day fishing, half day fishing, nighttime fishing. I like their slogan. It says, "Meet the cruise and book direct." You can gallivant these docks in the evening. See what they pull out of the water. Hundreds and hundreds of species of game fish over here.
What's the rate?
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you. As soon as we left, I forgot to tell you. As soon as you had this
Rain is coming.
Marl, M-A-R-L, drenched it from the seafloor and dumped it on the swamplands east of Old Town, so they call it New Town, almost doubling Key West size. They're 3.5 miles by 1.5 miles. And this is all on the marl. Marl is a mixture of sand, shell, and coral. You gotta remember that concrete is...
Oh, they got wet.
Concrete is calcium-based.
Take down. So they got wet again. From parasailing to here.
That's our QS Yacht Club from 1938, hosting boats from all over the world. That's actually Garrison little entryway and exitway over there at the end, where there used to be a swing bridge that went over there, over this pipe. That was part of the up through the Florida Keys. The feds, of course, wanted to get to the bottom of this, and they set up a roadblock. They stationed that roadblock in a place called Florida City, 100 overseas highway. Prevent a lot of keys from erosion while they sit outside of these keys from the waves. And also,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe wet.
Eve, 1920. Project began in 1918. Room rates at the time were $8 to $12 a night, including all drinks, meals, and accommodations. Made of poured concrete at the bottom, 22 inches thick, tapering off to 12 inches at the top. Has a 750,000 gallon cistern beneath it. Ryder did live to see his railroad open. or get down here, which was 1912. Okay, folks, stop number 10, the Casa
Oh, we're
Marina
gonna stop in
Hotel.
number 11. After we got wet again.
That's why I was tempted to put it down, because I figured it would stop, but then it started coming out stronger, and I'm like, ah, you know what, just put it down. We're gonna put it back up. I already knew it was gonna happen.
Who is the one doing that thing?
Well, you know what? I'm glad
Of course, they never actually intended to go to war with the United States. So they saved their lives. So to summarize, here's what happened. The Conch Republic declared itself a sovereign nation, declared war on the United States, and then surrendered to the U.S. during time of war, based on the logic that surrender made the Conch Republic eligible for U.S. foreign aid. The mayor turned momentary prime minister, and his fellow leaders applied for $1 billion in aid. Figuring that was about how much the roadblock had cost the keys. But alas, they never did see penny of that foreign aid they applied for. What they did see was an awful lot of national media attention, which pressured the feds to remove their roadblock the very next day. So in the end, the city of Key West got exactly what it wanted, no more roadblocks. Sure, the method was unconventional, but it got the job done. To this day, the official motto or drill bit. All of the keys for that matter. Those keys, speaking of keys, those islands way out there are called keys. Low-lying lands. We have about 800 of them in all of Florida, all named. Some of our stockyards back in the day. Place an order with the butcher, gardens, and a hospital. Key West doesn't have a hospital. You unfortunately have to go to the hospital with no stock item. Anything worse than that, you'll be airborne to Miami. Hopefully that never happens. Right on the left there, you see those water tanks? Those water tanks that are right behind that apartment building. Those water tanks with the little balls on the top. Those water tanks, that's our water supply. In the 1900s. But on January 22, 1912, Henry Morrison Flagler arrived here in Key West aboard his very own overseas railroad. And it only cost him about $50 million. Equaling about 1.6 billion in today's money, give or take. That's about the equivalent of one person paying for the entire Alaska pipeline. They also had a celebration of that railroad when he brought it down here in 1912. There was a mayor, I believe at the time, he was John Fogarty in 1912. That used to be his mansion, right where that restaurant is at on Duval Street called Fogarty's. But anyway, John Fogarty was hosting that celebration of the railroad for 7 days. There was, Key West had been one of the richest cities in the country through the mid-1800s, but the cigar industry shifted to Tampa after the Great Fire of 1886, the last cigar factory leaving in 1931. Hurricanes pummeled Key West in 1909 and 1910, and improved maritime technologies and techniques brought an end to shipwrecking. Soon would come the Great Depression. The population had dwindled from 25,000 to 10,000, and of those remaining residents, 80% were on welfare. Key West was truly the richest Durarian story by the 1930s.
Why you wanna let me go now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now. Cause your love made me go blind. What am I hearing? Saying you're moving back. When were you gonna tell me that? What am I hearing? It feels like a heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? How could we let love go? How could we move on? Why you wanna let me go now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now. Cause your love made me go Tell me now if you want out. What are you saying? Come on and spit it out. I'm about to lose my mind again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? Possible? How could we let love go? How could we move on? Move on. Why you wanna let me go? Nah, nah, now. Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know. Nah, nah, now. 'Cause your love made me go blind. Why you wanna let me go? Nah, nah, now. Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know. Nah, nah, now. 'Cause your love made me go blind.
So about
Why
these
are you
exotic
changing your
different
mind?
species of exotic birds.
Nah, nah, nah. We ain't got the time.
Back in the late 1800s, that's some sort of a Queen Anne style architecture.
If we heard that in your
Anybody,
place, we're gonna
if
say
you know the
ice
answer,
cream.
don't blow it. Anybody would like to give it a guess? How many bedrooms were in that house when it was first built?
Huh?
Anybody? How many? 300? Oh, they'll tell. Casa Marina doesn't have that many. One. Correct.
Huh?
That house only had one bedroom. That's
Wha-
because these people, they love entertaining, but they didn't like company.
Oh.
Smart. But then again, what are we gonna do with all your guests? What are you gonna accommodate them? Not a problem. Across the street, there's 3 houses. They build those houses also. So when the party was over, everybody had a place to stay.
Wow.
You know, back in the 1800s with the big dresses and all that good stuff. Southernmost point. Now we have 90 miles to Cuba and 130 miles for our nearest Walmart. We're closer to Cuba than Walmart is found with us. See this house to our left hand side? Now that author, her name was Thomas Trable. Before she built that house, she went ahead and knocked on the Kirby store, the big house in the corner, asking them if they were interested in selling it. They say no. So in a funny, vindictive way, she went ahead and built this one, 18 inches further south. So you have the southernmost house, and then this one is the southernmost house. Now this house is in the property and the correction in the market now. Anybody would like to take a guess?
20 million?
Oh, no. How about 18 million?
Oh, I'm close.
Yeah. $18 million, and then you have all these people taking pictures before your house. Now the owners of the house, which on the market as you can see, so about 15 exotic different species of exotic birds are actually. In New Brunswick, this one is for you. You ready? Now those pink flamingos, don't quote me exactly where this the name of the zoo is, but they were rescued from the zoo somewhere in Canada. So we say the joke. Oh no, the thing is that we actually send those birds to Canada so they can learn French because we have a lot of Canadians, French Canadians coming down here on season. Not true. I say this about you guys. You're very well educated. I like that. Indeed. This is Upper Novel. It's basically the quieter side of the Wall Street, where you have the quieter cafes, the antique shops, art galleries, ladies' boutiques. Now, when you go past Truman, that's Lower Novel, which I think they should name it Downhill Novel. That's because it does go downhill. That's a concentration of the bars and the bands.
C-O-N-C-H, but you don't say conch, you say conch, I mean K-O-N-K. You're here for 7 years, you become a freshwater conch. So I guess I'm mixing a freshwater conch to the second power because I've been here for 15 years. Sports teams, you're fighting conch. Cheerleaders are called the conchettes. And these people are walking on concrete. I got 2 more and we're done with the conch stick.
Nice neighborhood. Nice street.
Is anybody in the trolley that is still on the ship? No ship people? Okay, oh, you're in the ship. You leave at 6, right? 17 years. But it just so happened he's one of the heirs to the Johnson & Johnson. That means you're going to be visiting the conclusion of this work. That one. Anybody getting up to 13? Anybody here? One more. We're going to Monterey Square now. This is the last stop before we... And just in case, there's going to be one more tour leaving at 4:30, just in case you need to get on it. And we're going to talk about a couple of trees here and there. Right inside, it's called a gumbo limbo. As we make a right, you're going to notice the red bark is peeling. That's why they have nicknamed it the tourist tree. Because they peel. This one here to our left, and the one right in front of us that is kind of taking over the road, these are called Royal Poincianas. Now these trees, between February and April, when they're blooming, you absolutely see no green. The green is gone. It's all red, like fire hot red.
Oh yeah, we have
There's
that
about
in
200
our
of
place.
them in the island, but there is a big
We have that in
concentration of them
Philippines.
at the cemetery. It's like
Yeah.
50 of them. It's pretty impressive. Now we have the K-pop tree, left hand side, K-A-P-O-K. Now this one is the oldest on record. It's about 225 years old.
Wow.
They root down to about 150 feet. Now, obviously, once again, we're driving that they literally chisel through the coral as far down as 150 feet.
Ooh.
So if a Category 7 comes by, which they don't exist, at least not yet,
Wow.
the only thing that might happen to that tree is a haircut.
Yeah.
No, they have made the studies. They say that those trees can easily take 500 miles an hour winds, which is not here in this planet. So the tree coming up to our little rectangle. This is called the banyan. See, banyan start this trunk, then next one, then you just go over the driveway, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Obviously, we're decorating for Halloween. You want to take a picture? I'm gonna stop, but how many cars behind me? So now, all that you see right here, this is all one tree. The way it works, it just shoots trunks from the top, finding the ground again and then rerouting. People on my side, on this side over here, that one covers 5 acres. It's enormous. Also, they're invasive, so you cannot plant those trees in the state of Florida anymore. See if they can be. Looking to your left, see behind this big trunk in the front
Oh yeah, we
is a
have that
banyan.
thing.
So it's already
Yeah, that's
wrapping
tree.
itself around. But that's not going to do the full job because it's concrete right there. And you have another 17 minutes if you decide to get on the last trolley, if you need it.
Station 1. Back to station 1.
Another mall entrance, blue awning, go in, make a left.
Video.